Hey guys, Bob Johnson here for PK&W Railroad. Well, success on YouTube comes from being regular about producing videos. I'm a failure. Life has gotten in the way of producing videos and doing modeling. My wife and I are selling our house in Southern California. So that's eaten up a lot of my time and energy, and also I foolishly committed to making an elaborate Star Wars Halloween costume that took me weeks and weeks of effort to do. So I finally gotten together an idea for a very short video, and that is about how to acquire workbench materials, to build a workstation for yourself. A shout out to HO Scale Customs Audio Podcast. They had a great show about your workbench and how to get things organized, and it got me thinking about what I've done here in my temporary lodging for very little money to create a workspace. So great inside joke t-shirt from them, but shout out to Brett and Todd Wiley for that show. Their passion really comes through, and there's a lot of good content for modelers there, so I highly recommend their video. So let's get on with the show. So my source of furniture for my workspace is estate sales. So my tips for estate sales are as follows. 1, go on the last day of the sale. That's when the real deals are done. You're going to get things for incredible value there, because the alternative is probably the material is just going to go to the landfill and be given away. So they are going to sell it to you for very little money. So go the last day, preferably the last few hours of the sale, and the deals will be there for the taking. You don't have to negotiate very much. I often let the sellers make the opening bid because it's a lot lower than I would bid anyway. So I let them make the opening bid. I may then offer them a little bit less, but I think you'll find that bargains are substantial. Bring cash. Not all estate sales will take a charge card, but many will. There is an estatesale.org website, estatesales.org. You can subscribe to that by zip code, and it'll tell you every week where the estate sales are going to be held. A lot of them will start on a Thursday or a Friday. You may very well be at work like I am and can't participate on those days. No big deal. That's stuff that's going to go for a lot more money than what I'm willing to pay, and what you're probably willing to pay for something that you're going to get paint on. It's going to maybe in your basement or your workshop area, and it's going to get beat up anyway. You're not trying to buy fine furniture. If you're a little creeped out about buying things from an estate sale and buying things from dead people, get over it. Do you have any antique furniture in your house? Guess what? Most of the people who had that furniture when it was newer are now dead. Does that creep you out? And just think about the positives here of getting some use out of articles. Whoever owned this previously, whether they're now, maybe gone to a nursing home or living with some relatives and they're no longer living independently, or whether they passed away, they're going to be glad that their materials are getting some additional use. Here you see on the B-roll a picture of a workmate, a Black & Decker workmate that I got for very little money from an estate sale, and I refurbished it. Don't tell me that the guy who used this previously, who bought it new, isn't happy that I've got it now. I've refurbished it into something new and usable, and it's going to have a new life, and hopefully one of my sons will pick it up from me when I am no longer able to use it, or when I'm gone. And or if not, somebody at another estate sale will pick it up and use it. That's great. That's what it's great to see these quality tools being utilized. Now here is a picture of my current workspace. Now this is in a rented apartment. It's in the middle of the living space. This is a 1-bedroom apartment, and so this is right in the middle of my living room essentially. But this entire rig, the furniture anyway, the small bookcase that's on the top, and the desk, the large work surface, and the 2 rolling pedestals with drawers, cost me $30. I spent another $5 on paint to paint it orange to match the PK and W, but $30 for all of this material, this huge work surface. So that's gives you an idea of the kind of thing that you can get at estate sales. A lot of the other items that you see here, the work lights, the task lights, the little clipboard on the extension arm that can hold some plans, drawings, or photographs while you're working on a model, all that came from estate sales. It was $5, $10 each at most. So very economical way to get some things to make up a nice workspace for yourself without spending hardly any money. I mean, you could go to IKEA or something and get a desk. Sure, it'd be brand new. Sure, it would cost you a lot more than 30 bucks. So, and it's not real hardwood, but it's very nice sectional, kind of Danish sectional furniture with the kind of metal key lock fasteners that I don't even use. Don't even need to. It was a huge desk set up in a room that everyone was intimidated by the size of this desk, and nobody was buying it. And I looked at a few of the components and thought, I can use those components, it'll be flexible for me, and I can make a workspace out of it for myself in my temporary lodging that I have here. And so the people running the estate sale, and these estate sales, by the way, are being held by professional auctioneers. It's not a question of the relatives of someone holding the sale and having some sentimental feelings about that. That's not, you're having people negotiating dollars and cents. They do this every weekend, so it's not an emotional experience. They knew they weren't going to sell this giant desk. I was willing to take half of it essentially, or a section of it. They were glad to get it out of the room. So, be prepared to have some way to carry it with you, to take it away from the site. This is a pretty heavy item. I happen to have a truck, so not a problem. But keep that in mind when you're going out. Have a way to take your acquisitions home. Desks. Most people only need one desk, and they've already got a desk if they really need one. So I found that as I go to estate sales that there are a lot of desks. Well, one of the problems with this M50 Canon digital camera is the battery isn't that great. It ran out in the middle of recording, so I'm not exactly sure where it stopped. But I believe the point I was going to make, in addition to being prepared to carry any furniture you buy at an estate sale away with you, is that desks are pretty readily available, and that's the kind of thing you're looking for, right? You want to have a place to sit with a big work surface, some drawers for storage. Those things are going to be pretty readily available and not very expensive. So I think you're going to find you're going to have a good success with looking for a workbench. Of course, there's going to be other workshop-oriented stuff available, power tools, real workbenches out in the garage or in the basement, all kinds of things that you might use, storage containers, boxes, spray paints, hand tools, knives, any array of things that are going to have that an American homeowner is going to have. You're going to find these things in an estate sale, so you may find a lot of things to to use in your hobby efforts, in addition to a desk to use as a workbench. But that's all I've got for you today. I really appreciate you tuning in. I apologize for my lack of production, and I'm disappointed in my lack of modeling and modeling time. But over the holidays here in 2018, I certainly hope to get a little more time in and produce a few more videos. Happy holidays, enjoy them, be safe, and I will see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I will try and get a little more content out as soon as I can. Take care. Bob Johnson with PK&W Railroad signing off. Bye-bye now.